Chapter 7. Simple Machines. People do various types of jobs. They do the jobs like cutting of paper or cloth, tightening or loosening of screw, opening the cap of a cold drink bottle, etc. To do these things, we use various tools like scissors, screwdriver, and bottle opener. All these tools which make our work easier are called simple machines. Simple machines do not have too many parts. There are 5 main types of simple machines. These are a lever, pulley, screw, inclined plane, and wheel and axle. Lever. A lever consists of a rod free to move about a fixed point. If we want to move a huge boulder, we cannot move it with our hands. But we can move the boulder with a rod by applying less force. The rod is a kind of lever. A lever has 3 important points: load, L, effort, E, and fulcrum, F. The object to be lifted by a lever is called load, L, or weight, W. The force applied on a lever to lift the object is called effort, E, or pressure, P. The point at which a lever turns is called fulcrum, F. Classes of levers. Depending upon the position of the fulcrum, load, and effort, we can classify levers into 3 categories. First-class levers. In this class of lever, the fulcrum, F, is in between the load, L, and the effort, E. Scissors, claw hammer, and pliers are first-class levers. Second-class levers. In this class of lever, the load, L, is in between the fulcrum, F, and the effort, E. Bottle opener, wheelbarrow, and nutcracker are second-class levers. Third-class levers. In this class of lever, the effort, E, is in between the fulcrum, F, and the load, L. Fishing rods, ice tongs, and forceps are third-class levers. Inclined plane. An inclined plane is simply a slope over which a load can be pushed up. Most of you have fun playing on a slide in the park. You must have observed that sliding down a smooth slope is faster and easier than climbing up the ladder. This is because the slope is an inclined plane while the ladder is not. Other examples of inclined plane are sloping wooden plank, ramps, slides, staircase, etc. Pulley. A pulley is a wheel with a groove around its outer edge. A rope is passed over this groove. Ropes or chains are pulled across a pulley that helps to lift loads by changing the direction of the force applied. By using a bucket fastened to a long rope, people draw water from the wells. If we lift the bucket full of water by pulling the rope, it is a difficult job. A pulley is used for drawing water from a well. It rotates around a rod fitted to a support. A rope is passed over the pulley and the load, bucket, is attached to one end of it. In order to pull the load up, we apply force or effort downward. A pulley is also used to lift heavy engines and fit them into vehicles. Flags are also hoisted on a flagpole using a pulley. Screw. A screw is a very simple machine that looks like a nail with grooves cut into it. It has a winding edge called threads. This winding edge is actually an inclined plane wrapped around a rod. It is helpful in holding things together. A screw fixes 2 planks of wood better than a nail. Screw jack. A screw jack also works on the principle of a screw. The slope of the screw jack is used to lift cars and trucks. Activity. Aim. To prove that a screw is an inclined plane. Things required: a pencil and a sheet of paper. Method. Cut out a right-angled triangle from a sheet of paper. Color the inclined edge black. Wrap the paper around the pencil as shown in the figure. Result. The inclined edge of the paper can be compared to the threads of a screw. This shows that a screw is actually an inclined plane. Wheel and axle. A wheel and axle has a large wheel connected to a small rod. These are fixed so that they move together. If we turn the wheel, The axle also turns like in a sewing machine. Cars, grinding machines, bicycles, and egg beaters have a wheel and axle arrangement. Wedge. A wedge is a V-shaped piece generally made up of metal. It has two inclined planes which meet at a sharp edge. Axe, sword, blade, and knife are some examples of wedge. The sharp blade of a wedge helps in cutting and splitting things. Points to remember: lever, inclined plane, pulley, screw, wedge, wheel and axle are kinds of simple machines. Levers are of three kinds: first class, second class, and third class. Sliding down on a smooth slope, inclined plane is easier. A pulley is a small wheel with a groove around its edge. It changes the direction of force and lifts load. A screw is an inclined plane which is used to hold things together. New term.